What is going on, baseball lovers and DFS lovers? My name is Tim Williams. We're here with another edition of the Starting Rotation Show, where we pick 5 starting pitchers for today's slate over on DraftKings. We'll kind of break it down, rank it, pick who our favorite matchups are, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to waste any time. Let's dive right into it. Starting at number 5, we have Chase Anderson. Not a sexy play. There are some studs at the end of this slate. So I am very excited about that finally. But number 5, Chase Anderson, probably a good GPP play, not so much in cash. And what I mean by GPP is those large field tournaments, those guys where you try to pick, pitching or hitting to kind of separate you from the field. But if you're playing cash, like 50-50, double ups, stuff like that, probably not your guy. But he's pitching against Detroit. He has a great matchup. He's fighting for that 5th spot in the Phillies rotation. He'll probably get it. They did sign him to a major league deal. So, his job is probably safe. He has 2 innings pitched so far this spring, 3 strikeouts, which is pretty impressive. He's a productive pitcher who had a bad year last year. And that happens, guys go to new destinations and, with the shortened season, what can I say? I mean, he just had a bad year. He's nearly, 8 strikeouts per 9 innings, and he's a vet, not a veterinarian. He's a vet of the game. He's 32 years young. So overall, he's a decent option. There's a lot of not so good plays on this slate. So, you could get worse than Chase Anderson. So he's our number 5 guy in the rotation. Next up, we got his teammate, Spencer Howard. They're actually both pitching in today's game against the Tigers, and they're actually both pitching for that 5th spot. Spencer Howard probably has some minor league options left, and he's still young. He's only 24. So the Phillies will probably lean toward Chase Anderson. But again, Howard's in a good matchup against Detroit. He's pitched well so far in the spring. He's got 1 inning under his belt, 2 strikeouts. He's a high strikeout guy in the minors. Get this, 281 strikeouts in 211 innings, which is fairly impressive. He's still young, so maybe he can convert that into the majors. Didn't do it last year, but definitely has a shot to do it this year. His velocity has looked good this spring. It's creeped back up into the high 90s. He might not make the rotation again, but he's out there to prove himself. He's pitching today. He's pitching against his teammate who, they're battling for that same spot. And he's still 24 years old. So number 4, Spencer Howard, again, probably a GPP play, not somebody I would play in those 50-50 cash games and head-to-heads and stuff like that. But if you want to get different, you want to get a little bit weird, he's certainly better than some of the other options on this slate because of that strikeout potential. Now we're getting into the good stuff, baby. Max Fried making his spring training debut, took a huge step forward last season. He was a guy a couple years ago who pitched a little bit out of the bullpen. He was traded to the Braves. The Braves loved him, and we're seeing why they did love him. Last year in his starts, I think it was 11 starts, he went 7-0, 2.25 ERA, which is amazing. 50 strikeouts in 56 innings, only allowed 2 home runs, for real. So that's impressive in itself. So he keeps the ball in the ballpark. He strikes guys out. There's a whole lot to love here. He's so young. I mean, the Braves struck gold with this guy. Facing Boston this year, who were 22nd in the league in strikeouts last year per game. So I like that matchup a whole lot. Boston's hitting 181 against Fried in a small sample size, and it is his debut again, so watch out for rust. Again, this is spring training. These guys aren't fully going out there to compete. Yes, they're competing, but these guys are working on their pitches. The guys are working on situational hitting. So when we build lineups and stuff like that, just remember that this isn't full gameplay. So, this is kind of a practice round for the major league players, and this is kind of a practice round for us who are playing DraftKings and stuff like that. It's just to have fun and build and just get better. But number 3, yes, Max Fried, love him in this spot. Number 2, we're going to go to Jose Barrios. He's got a decent matchup against Tampa Bay. We know what Tampa Bay can do, but he's nearly a strikeout per inning guy. He's still young. Tampa Bay hitters have struck out almost 50% of the time against Jose in a pretty decent sample size. I want to say it's around 39 at-bats. They're hitting just 118 against him in that small sample size. Tampa led the league in strikeouts last year, believe it or not. So as good as their hitting may be, those guys do swing and miss. And in DraftKings, strikeouts mean high point totals. So that's what we want. We want, if a guy gives up a run or two, who cares? If they're striking out guys, that's what's the most important. He has the true makings of an ace. His four seam and two seam fastball. If you haven't seen it, it's nasty. His curve, his changeup. He's got those four pitches. There's a whole lot to love there. He's just going to get better. And then in 2 innings pitched, he allowed a hit. He has 3 strikeouts in his first outing. He looked good. So he's number 2 in our DraftKings mock rotation. There's a whole lot to love about this matchup today. And then all we got is one guy left. And then, Beavis and Butthead, did you subscribe yet? If you like what you're hearing, if you like stats, this is fun for you. I love baseball. I love talking about baseball. If you want to hear more about baseball, please like this video, subscribe if you want. It's a fun platform for me to just talk about baseball and talk about DraftKings, and I love to play DFS, and I'm trying to get better myself. So I'd love to just chat and talk gameplay with you, or just talk stats. And so just subscribe if you'd like. And without further ado, our ace of the night, Max Scherzer, pitching against St. Louis. He's a proven ace. He's a 3-time Cy Young winner. This guy is a veteran. This guy has more career strikeouts than innings pitched. Cardinals hit 178 against Max Scherzer. They strike out more than a third of the time against Scherzer. I think he has about 85, 86 at bats. He's seen 85, 86 Cardinals in his career. So I do like that. This guy he's got the stuff. He's got the proven track record. Again, it is spring training, so he did go out there. He pitched almost 2 innings. He allowed 2 walks and a hit, and then 2 earned runs and 2 strikeouts. Blah blah blah. He's shaking off the rust. He probably will go 2 innings today. St. Louis, not overall that impressive. A lot of young guys. I really don't mind the matchup at all. You really can't go wrong with any of those 3 guys: Max Fried, Jose Barrios, Max Scherzer, especially if you're playing cash games and 50-50s and double ups and blah, blah, blah. That's what you're looking for when you're building your rosters, is you want that high end pitching. Those are the guys you're going to pay up for. Luckily in spring training, all the salaries are the same. So whatever, it's like, there's no reason not to, unless you're trying to get a little bit weird, a little bit different, trying to beat your opponent. But we want to just make money, right? So I love those guys. On paper, this looks like a great matchup. I hope this video helped you. But again, my name is Tim Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Tim Williams DFS. I love baseball. I hope you love baseball because you're watching this video. If you do love baseball, give this a big old thumbs up. And I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day.